What's up, you crazy kids? I'm working entirely on faith here. I'm hoping it's recording and we're going live because I've got you running the other way, because if I put you forward facing, then everything that I write on here will be backwards. So, if it goes a little bit offline, oh, my ball dropper's down here. If it goes a little bit offline or whatever, then, hey, magnetic. Then I apologise, but hopefully we can get everything in. What I wanted to talk to you about today is a really, really basic rule. And something that we tend to do that relates to it, that we all tend to do it, that sabotages us. And that thing is just one tiny little thing that we do often, and that's why it becomes a problem, okay? Now, let me explain a little bit more. First and foremost, you will hear a lot of stuff about whether you need to, be eating, what's important basically. Your calories or what you eat, for example. There are specific types of diet like keto or Atkins, which are basically the same thing, that kind of stuff where you just take out your carbohydrates and then calories be damned. And again, you will have a certain percentage of successes there, and those successes are the people who are in a calorie deficit. Because first and foremost, you will need to be in a calorie deficit no matter what you do. So what I want to do is just completely forget about proteins, carbohydrates, fats, nothing like that, and just focus on the basics today, and then talk you through what we can do straight away, which we do tend to do often, which just completely sabotages us and screws everything over. Okay? Now, first of all, again, this isn't perfect, but it will illustrate a point. We reckon that we need to create a deficit of 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat, okay, in theory. Now, that doesn't quite add up, and there's a lot of reasons why, but it will illustrate our point quite nicely at the moment, okay? Now, what that means is, or what people tend to say, is that if you create a calorie deficit of 500 calories a day, okay, then over the course of the week, every week, you could lose 1 pound of fat, in theory, okay? So, let's work on a 500 calorie deficit. Now, what we tend to do is often when we start a new eating program, we do something which we consider allowing ourselves a little treat to allow us to stick to it. Now, first of all, if you need to have a little treat every day to stick to it, then you're doing it wrong in the first place. You shouldn't be depriving yourself in the first place. But let's say you do. Now, what we tend to do, so that treat tends to come in the form of maybe a biscuit with your tea. Yeah? You're just having one, it won't hurt you. Or a glass of wine at the end of the day. Again, you're just having wine, it won't hurt you, you deserve it, and so on. It's been a hard day. Now, here's the thing. Those calories will add up, okay? And this is how they'll add up. Your average glass of wine is around 120 calories, give or take, okay? And that's a pub measure, by the way, not what you pour yourself at home. So, how close you are to that? Couldn't possibly say. Your average digestive is 80 calories, okay? Now, if we want to create a deficit over time, those calories are going to add up quite fast. If we just have literally 1 glass of wine, assuming we just literally have 1 glass of wine, let's take those out, let's just average 100, shall we? For whatever you're having, let's just average 100 calories. So, over the course of the week, you've now added an extra 700, give or take, calories to your intake. Okay? So, just by having that one little treat continuously on a daily basis, you've added this amount of calories to your intake. Okay? So, you're now getting closer and closer to your maintenance calories without even trying, just by having that one little treat. Now, let's say we have 2 digestives. You've now up to 160 calories. So, you've got 2 glasses of wine. You're now up to 240 calories. So, again, if we average 200, you've now doubled this. 1,400 calories, yeah? And you're doing this over the course of the week. So you can see it doesn't take much to start adding these things up. And again, I'm not going to overcomplicate this at the moment. If you are doing the wine thing, then there are other complications that come with it being alcohol, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to talk about the calories and nothing else. So, if you add up your calories over the week, if you are in a calorie deficit, if you're eating, let's say, 1,500 calories or 1,400 calories or whatever, so you've got roughly a 500 calorie deficit, okay? depending on your starting point, and again, that will vary. You're now adding these calories up, again, stacking them up, so by the time you get to the end of the week, you've averaged out the extra that you've taken away. Okay, now, here's the other thing. And it might not be the entire deficit, but you can see how you're starting to eat into it. That one biscuit, or that one glass of wine, won't hurt you. Yeah, it literally won't hurt you. On its own. One. When you have it every day, that's when it isn't an anomaly anymore. That's when it becomes part of your daily eating, okay? On the other hand, it's a bit like what we have a concept of what we call cheat meals, okay? Which is, or even cheat days, some people do, they spread it out to the whole day. And again, this will vary on your particular metabolism and so on. And they won't hurt you either. And why? Because they're a one-off. Now, if you did this every day, it's part of your everyday diet, but if you took away, for example, that digestive, and then you ate a packet of digestives on the Friday, and that was all you did throughout the whole week, you would get better results, yeah, than if you had one digestive every single day. Alright? Now, I'm not necessarily advocating eating a packet of digestives, hopefully you didn't get that message from it, but this is how we sabotage ourselves, with those one little things, because those little things start to add up. If you literally just average 100 calories every single day, that's 700 calories you've added to your weekly intake. Okay? Let's say we average 200 calories because we're having 2 glasses of wine, or we're having 2 digestives. That's now 1,400 calories. Yeah? Realistically, how long does it take you to eat a digestive? Not long, eh? So, think about that. Think about how these things add up, because it's an accumulative effect, and that's how we can sabotage ourselves. And we can make it all right, and we can eat whatever we like while following a cheat day concept, but it can't be every single day, or even a few days a week, because it will add up fast, yeah? And that is how it will screw you over. So hopefully that's helped. So like I say, think about that little thing that you have. Think about your overall eating plan. It shouldn't be an issue, but if you have that one little thing that's not going to hurt you, and friends do this as well, don't they? Just have one, it won't hurt, yeah? They start to add up, and that's where you can sabotage yourself with something that's really, really simple and really, really easy to do. Alright, good stuff. I've been Anthony Puncheon, body transformation expert and personal trainer down at PW Fitness. Don't forget to hit all the like and follow buttons and all of that usual stuff, and I will catch you next time.